Ladies and gentlemen, let's see if it works. For the second time, I am Sean high in the skies above Metropolis. Better be careful because Superman could fly on by anytime and knock me out of here. Let's hope that doesn't happen. But I am Sean, and this is your first ever edition of the Sean Ward Show News. Coming at you live on the Sean Ward Show YouTube channel. We tried to do this a few minutes ago, and silly me, it was set to private. So I got 10 minutes into the show wondering, why is nobody coming in to watch it? It's like, oh, that's why. I remember 10 minutes in that was set to private. But we are public now on the YouTube channel, and a lot of people have come in to watch this thing already. So for all of you out there, we are going to be talking about all kinds of big news, geek topics, what's going on with cosplay, Comic-Con, our favorite movies, all this kind of stuff. We're going to be talking about The Mandalorian now that it's all wrapped up and we're pivoting into our epic parody movie version of it. We're going to be talking about Birds of Prey, Suicide Squad, Black Widow, Wonder Woman, next year's movie, The Batman. We're going to be talking about the Joker's Best Picture nominations. We're going to be talking about a celebrity birthday. And then I'm going to hit you with some thoughts, some of my philosophy about being an artist and a creative person and running your own business. And then we'll end it with a little bit of, I've got a comment from YouTube that I'm going to reply to. So to everybody who's in the chat right now, loving seeing you there. I see an icon, William Rice. You're a member. I love it. You're awesome. Thank you so much for coming and joining us. And I'll be looking at your comments as we go. So anything that we're talking about on this show, I want you to leave your comments, your questions in the chat window. And we're going to talk about all of these awesome topics. Cars High School, the series. How's everything been going lately? You've seen the views on the videos. Effing amazing is how it's been going. Do you think that with your eyes, money, look, let me see those lips. Here you go. What is this? Is this even English? Okay. The first topic that we're talking about right now is The Mandalorian. I know a lot of you out there watched it because if you like superhero stuff, you probably like Star Wars stuff. And the reason why I'm bringing it up now is because we, last week, shot our Mandalorian epic parody movie. I am looking so forward to you guys seeing this because we worked so hard on the costumes. We got a dope cosplayer named Frank who made his own Mandalorian costume, brought it in. He's showing it off in our video for the first time before he even wears it to a convention. We even have a new performer, new to the channel, this awesome girl named Danny. She's at Klupshe on Instagram. She is a jiu-jitsu champion and international model. If you are in Canada and you go into a mobile provider called Fido, any of their stores, you're going to see her face all over the store because she's been in their campaigns for 2 years. You'll see her face in campaigns all over Canada, the US, and even internationally. The reason why I brought up that she's a fighter and a model is because when I asked her to be Cara Dune in the Mandalorian parody, she had just gone to Asia. She just got back from Asia where she went for some martial arts training. And she says, oh my God, what a coincidence. You're never going to believe it. The place I just trained at and the guy that taught me is the same place and the same person who taught Gina Carano to get ready for her role in the actual Mandalorian show. And I was like, this is written in the stars. So that tells you that that is going to be awesome. Connie Patty Gamer, I see you. She says, please give me a shout out. You got it. Fruity Gamer X, what inspired you to be a YouTuber? That is a big question that we'll get into a little bit later on. Freddy, your glasses look like Edith's. Well, actually, we just did a video where 2 Spider-Mans fight over the Edith glasses, and I hope you watched that. The next topic that we're talking about on the Sean Ward Show News today, this first edition of the Sean Ward Show News, is the Birds of Prey movie coming out in just over 2 weeks at this point. I'm excited. I know all of you are excited. Part of the reason why I'm excited is because you could tell that when they came up with this movie and they were designing it, all of Harley Quinn's looks in that movie, I'm convinced that they were very specific and conscious of, we're going to do this one for the cosplayers. Because she's got so many great looks, and I can't wait to see how many people rock all of those looks at Comic-Cons this year, next year, coming up. Basically until the next time Harley Quinn's in a movie, you're going to be seeing all those costumes. Speaking of costumes, today, I got to the studio to see that our Birds of Prey Harley Quinn costumes arrived. We put that order in a little while ago. Excuse me. We got those costumes, and it's going to be fantastic. I can't wait to make that video. The next topic is I've got Black Widow and Wonder Woman written down here. Reason why is because this is really, in a big way, the year of the ladies. We've got your three biggest movies that we're looking forward to this year. Black Widow, Birds of Prey, Wonder Woman. In this whole, geek genre, geekland place, those are the three things that are the most exciting things going on for our movies this year. So you can think back to last year, all the talk about Captain Marvel, the feminist statement that it was, blah, 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 whatever. You love that movie, you don't, whatever. Pales in comparison to what's actually going on this year when all three of the biggest movies that we're looking forward to this year are these ladies front and center, awesome things. And we're going to be making awesome videos about all of these here on the Sean Board Show YouTube channel. So anything that you're seeing in those trailers for those movies, you got to let me know. You got to let me know what you're looking forward to seeing when we get to it, because we're doing trailer parodies before the movie's coming out. And then, of course, we're doing ginormous, huge videos after the movie's coming out, doing the epic parody movies. Connie Patty Gamer, yo, I love you. Your videos are amazing. Watch the Spotty. Yeah. Hey, Nan, Patsy. Some love from me to you. The other thing that I wanted to bring up about is this movie called The Batman, coming out next year. Robert Pattinson in the lead role. I'm actually excited for that. When I heard he was cast, a lot of people groaned, but I also remember when they announced Ben Affleck was going to be Batman. You guys remember when they announced Ben Affleck was going to be Batman?
Yeah, there was an outrage for that.
There was a giant outrage. Now, I actually got blessed by the timing of the announcement, because if you can remember way back, however many years ago that was, that Ben Affleck was going to be announced to be the new Batman. They announced it on a Friday night. That was Fan Expo weekend. Fan Expo, for all you people out there, I live up in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. And up here in Toronto, we have this giant Comic-Con called Fan Expo. It's the biggest one in the country. It's one of the biggest ones in the world, okay? So I'm walking around, I'm looking for things to shoot videos about. And lo and behold, falls down from heaven this news that Ben Affleck is going to be Batman. So I got to walk around the next day at Fan Expo and do a little Q&A video with people, putting a microphone in their face. Hey, can I ask you a question for this video? Put the microphone in their face. And what was so great was that for that video, so many people were hearing from me for the first time that Ben Affleck was going to be Batman. So I got so many reactions of people just like having their first reaction to hearing that news for the first time, and that video was sensational. I was confident all the way along that he was going to be good, even if the movies weren't going to be too good. And they ended up not being, I don't know, some people love him. Maybe I do, maybe I don't fit in that club. But, okay, this is dedicated to Caleb Monroe. Dabbing on him. Fulfilled your request. Fulfilled your lifelong dream. Silly Gal Films, can I give you a shout out? I just did! The Batman. So I want to know what you think. Are you hyped to see Robert Pattinson in this role? The talk is that Batman is going to go up against a whole slew of villains in this movie, which I'm excited about because I've been saying for years that as good as The Dark Knight was and as good as some of these Batman movies have been, the one thing that they haven't yet been able to touch on, because it's been like villain to villain, movie by movie, what they've not yet captured is that sense of being Batman in Gotham City and like the whole overwhelming enormity of just like villain after villain after villain, and then they start teaming up, and then like one gets out of jail while you're still trying to track down the last one, and like that whole thing of like, how do you keep the motivation? How do you keep the momentum? How do you stay focused? What does it take to get a guy to keep being Batman instead of at some point just like, oh my God, this is never going to end. You know what I'm saying? So that, I think, is something cool that I'm looking forward to seeing them examine in this new movie. Freddy says, not a fan of DC, only films I like with Shazam and Wonder Woman. But are you excited about The Batman? Because it seems to me that DC, Warner Brothers, has learned a lot from some of the mistakes that they've made, and that some of the movies coming up are like looking actually legit good. Like Wonder Woman 84 looks so good. The Batman, I haven't seen anything yet, but it sounds awesome. Some dude went on YouTube and he posted like a big spoiler video, like filled with like rumors and whatnot. I didn't watch it. I stayed away from it because I want to wait, and I want the trailer to like knock me backwards, knock me sideways. Okay, now the next topic I want to talk about and get your thoughts on is the Joker, the most celebrated movie of the year in terms of Oscar nominations. We have no idea how many of them it's going to win. But I wonder, here's my take on it. I think that a lot of those nominations for the Joker are almost like, if you can remember many years ago, you might have heard about how Al Pacino, he won the Best Actor award for a movie called Scent of a Woman. And it was generally understood that they were giving him that award almost like as an apology for never giving him an award for any of his other huge iconic roles. Same thing with Martin Scorsese when they gave him Best Director for, oh shoot, what was that one? The cop one, where it was like in Boston.
Can't remember.
Oh crap! I just had it, and Marky Mark was in it, and Leo DiCaprio was in it, and Jack Nicholson was the bad guy.
I'm on it.
Oh man, Departed. The Departed. Yeah. So they gave Martin Scorsese the Best Director award for The Departed, and it was generally understood that it was like a makeup award for the fact that they'd never given him an award before, and he's an icon, right? I wonder how much of that is going on with the Joker nominations, that it's their way of making up for having slept on The Dark Knight back in the day, or any other iconic superhero movies, that they're going to give Joker all these nominations to kind of just nominate the genre as a whole. I'd love to see what you think about that. I would love to find out what you think it's actually going to win. I've heard some people say that Joaquin Phoenix is a shoo-in. Bobber Foot, I hate to do it to you, bro, but I got to put you in timeout. Yeah, there's a guy in the live chat spamming Harry Potter, Harry Potter, Harry Potter. I had to put him in a timeout. Now, I understand Harry Potter is beloved, but here's the thing. I do these superhero videos because superheroes is my genre. Superheroes is my thing. I love superheroes. I don't really know a whole lot about Harry Potter. Like, I've seen a couple of the movies, and that's it. But, yeah. So I want to know from y'all what you think about the Joker getting all of these ginormous, just heap of nominations thrown at it, and also what you think it could actually win. Now, moving on from the talk about our movies, the next topic we got to talk about is just one celebrity birthday. You guys remember what celebrity birthday we were talking about earlier? It's Betty White. She's 98 today. 98 years young, Betty White. And it's not just that she's 98. It's that she's 98 and she's still like up, dancing, acting, being on the scene. It's awesome to see. And it struck me because that's as old or slightly older than Stan Lee was. And so she has outlived the man, Stan Lee. Now, the next note that I've got written down here on the Sean Ward Show News is this issue of creativity in business. Because I've had a lot of big conversations over the weekend, getting caught up with some friends, some conversations that happened at home, and even some conversations here in the studio with my lovely colleagues that are over behind the scenes here. And it's this whole issue of like, so many people have so much talent, and you can't help but wonder sometimes, like, what is that X factor that takes people up to the stratosphere? What is it that gets people to go to the top versus somebody else who's like equally talented or even more talented that doesn't make it, right? And I brought up the example of a roommate of mine from like way back in the day. And I moved into this house, and the dude across the hall from me was a drummer in a band. And the band was like this close to making it, getting a record deal. I'd only lived in the place for less than a month, and this band was having their big showcase where all the labels are going to come out. I was trying to say record and label at the same time. All the record labels came out to the showcase, and it looked like this band was going to be handed the keys to the kingdom. It looked like they were going to be the big new thing. But nothing really happened, and it kind of just petered out. And when I finally got to speak to the singer, the main guy in the band, and I asked him what was going on with it, he just sort of like let it all go. What? Why? It seemed like all your dreams are about to come true. It was about to happen. He's like, yeah, but I wasn't really sure that being like that singer-songwriter was who I wanted to be. And I'm thinking like, but dude, you work in an office. Like, even if it's not what you want to be, like it still beats working in an office if you could make that work, right? Or other people that I've had like as collaborators and whatnot who just like fell ass backwards into YouTube success. I had a collaborator previously who was doing some videos just for fun on a lark, and then before they knew it, 2 of their videos went off, had 10,000 plus views, and I think they had several thousand subscribers like all at once. And I was able to say to this person like, that sudden flush of new subscribers and action on your channel is more than what I had when I had my first viral video and I decided that I was going to turn it into something, and look what this channel is now. Oh my God, lucky you. You get to be a pro YouTuber. It's handed to you on a silver platter. And this person was just like, I'm not sure if YouTube's really what I want to be. Okay, but what else you got going on? Like, you know what I mean? So it's this issue of just like drive and vision and ambition, and it's just you can't put a line of like where that is, or you can't define it and you can't pin it down. It's just that issue. What is that X factor? What is that person that the person that can have all the talent in the world, but they either don't have the confidence or the self-image to see themselves at the top, or they lack the drive and the follow-through to get themselves to the top, versus the person who maybe might not have as much talent but does make it to the top, right? So this has been a lot of the stuff that I've been thinking about for a lot of years, going all the way back to before anything was happening with YouTube or whatever, when I used to just like make my own comic books and go out to the street and sell them on the street to strangers, right? That's just like what I could do. I didn't have a computer, I didn't have a smartphone, I didn't have nothing at the time. So like, what can I do? Well, I love drawing, making comics, making people laugh with my comics that I draw. So I could just like start drawing comics and go over to Staples and reproduce them on a self-serve copier and lie to the clerk about how many copies I make. So I only got so much money. It wasn't even like I'd lie. I'd tell them I made 100 copies. And it's true, I made 100 copies, but I made 100 copies of the book, the 16-page, the 1632-page book that gets folded in half and stapled. So I didn't lie. I did tell him that I made 100 copies. He just wasn't precise enough in his question, I guess. But you do the things you got to do. I used to one of the ways that I used to get by back in the day, sorry to interrupt everybody, but Jason Ward is a member, and he has just come into the chat. I got to say what's up to the member. If a member comes in, I got to say what's up. So Jason Ward, how's it going? That's my cousin. I don't actually know if we're related, but we have the last name, so you got to figure somewhere along the way. Right? Somebody's paths crossed with somebody else's, and now here we are. You too out there, by the way, can be a member. All you got to do is go on the YouTube channel, The Sean Ward Show, click that big join button, and then you'll get to see all kinds of members-only bonus features like blooper videos from every video that we do, discounts on our merch, and going forward, starting today, starting right now, the replay of this live stream. Because as I mentioned before, what we want to do is take our this news segment, put the audio out as a podcast, and then have the replay of the live show be a members-only bonus feature. So if you want to watch this later, you want to watch it back, hit that join button and get on it, just like Jason Ward did, the man. Okay, Michael Eisenman has said the X factor is in the man, the moment, and the opportunity all coming together. Now, Michael, I'd like you to elaborate on that, because are you saying that like it's all up to luck, that the man needs to like hope for the best and maybe find the moment that brings him the opportunity? Or is it about, do you look at it like it's up to that man to go like create that moment and create that opportunity? Because that's the way I look at it. That like if you've got nothing on your side, the deck is stacked against you, right? You've got every disadvantage that you can think of. You can start on something today, and maybe your life's not going to change immediately. Like maybe your life's not going to change by 4 o'clock this afternoon, but a little bit of effort continuously over time it can't not change your circumstances. And that's the whole art of creating your own luck right there. Luke OB8 says, Sean, please do a Star Wars 9 parody when you have time. Well, check this out. We just did our big Mandalorian parody. We've got videos coming up for Birds of Prey, Wonder Woman. Got some Joker stuff coming up, some more Spider-Man stuff coming up. My concern is that by the time we would get around to doing that Rise of Skywalker parody, it would be too far past, and then it wouldn't be hot anymore. Because we did that Last Jedi parody last time, and not for nothing, it didn't get the clicks. Y'all people, maybe you weren't around at the time, so I can't blame you, but hey, the people did not click on that one to the same degree that they click on something that has Spider-Man or the Joker. What about this? Maybe I can do like a best of both worlds scenario. You can let me know what you think about this. You guys let me know what you think about this. Maybe I do like the plot of Rise of Skywalker, but instead of the Star Wars characters, it's Spider-Man, it's Joker, it's Captain Marvel. It's all these characters. What do you think?
That could work.
It basically turns into like our like Marvel X Star Wars video
only challenge is like putting comedy into mixing those two worlds as well.
Oh, dude, I could put the comedy into mixing those two worlds. Don't even worry about it.
Okay.
Don't even worry about it.
Okay.
Now, you on YouTube, I've got the Instagram live going as well, and Katie Cheetah is like, what's up? She loves the Sean Ward Show. Well, anybody who loves to laugh and is also a fan of superheroes would love this channel. So make sure you share this channel and our videos with all of your friends. Bobber Foot, Sean, on my iPad is not letting me join. I don't know what's up with that, dude. Try it on your computer, because maybe it's only a computer thing. Let's see. Bobber Foot, is he still getting in trouble? They're still talking about him? Bobber Foot says, I made my own comics. Yes, dude. Tyann Vlog says, Sean, is it fun to play the Joker? Dude, it is so fun. It is so fun. You put that makeup on, get the big smile going. I literally turn into a different person. On that note, let me tell you about this. When I did those Joker ASMR videos and they were a hit, oh my God, people still watch them. They're still getting millions of views regularly. And my first Joker ASMR video is by far not only the #1 most commented on video on the whole channel, but it is regularly, month by month, week by week, day by day, the most commented on video still, 2 whatever years later. But here's the scoop. I was thinking, okay, well, I've got a knack for this, so why don't I start an ASMR channel? Like, not a Joker ASMR channel, just an ASMR channel, okay? So I got some stuff. I was going to do an unboxing, right? So I sit down to do an ASMR video, and it just did not come as naturally. It felt weird, awkward. I just could not make it happen. I wasn't feeling the vibe. And then I realized it's because I put that Joker makeup on, and I've become a whole other person. Dude, that's the long answer to your question. The short answer is, oh my God, it's fun to play that character. Now, Michael has come back. He says, not luck. The man needs to have the drive. As a former Marine, I got my attitude changed about the X Factor. Well, first of all, sir, thank you for your service. That's awesome. I love having the military, the people protecting us around the world coming into the channel. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us today. And to that point about how you had your attitude changed about that X Factor through your experience as a Marine, I've never done it, but I understand that part of the reason why you get into something like that is because you're finding your place. I mean, a lot of people do it because they just, are driven to serve and they want to pay back for all of the freedom that they enjoy and the circumstances that they're able to live under. But there's a lot of people I find that they get into that because they're looking for something, a higher level in life. And they see that as a way to teach them a new level of, all the stuff about discipline and being hard on yourself and taking responsibility that you're going to learn all of that in a really, really big hurry, joining up with the military, joining up specifically with the Marines. And Michael, you can let me know what you think about that. Okay, so the last thing that I'm going to talk about here is the Mortal Kombat 11 game that's out. A lot of you know that there's some DC characters in that game, the Joker being one of them. So I had a comment that I wanted to reply to here on the show. Your notification live is, what? Oh, it's just switched over to the YouTube app. I hope I'm still going on the Instagram. I am, yay! Shadowstorm's up in the place on the Instagram. All right, so America Chavez, something tells me that's not her real name. She put a comment. She says, hey, Sean, considering how Mortal Kombat 11 just dropped the Joker reveal trailer, want to do something about the Joker in the Mortal Kombat universe? I looked at that comment when I woke up this morning. I was still in bed wiping the sleep out of my eye when I saw that comment. I was just like, why did I not think to do that already? And I immediately put in the order for a bunch of Mortal Kombat costumes so that I could do that exact concept. If the weather was a little bit nicer, see, because we live up in Canada. It's cold up in Canada. We live up in Toronto. It's actually been nice, nicer than it should be for most of the winter. But winter has come fast and furious for the last few days. And so if it was nice outside, if it was springtime, summertime, maybe we'd go outside and do that concept. Imagine if we had Scorpion and Sub-Zero, whatever, and they're out on the city sidewalk. Round one, fight. And then they could start fighting and the Joker come in and start beating them up. And this is all out in public while people are looking around going, what the F? Maybe we'll do it anyway and just be cold. Who knows? But the short thing there is that I wanted to give y'all the preview. That America Chavez put the comment, and so I'm going to be, I was giving you the quick surprise, the quick preview that is coming soon. The Joker meets Mortal Kombat video is going to happen on this channel. We've got a lot of awesome people coming up on this channel. We got some new cosplayers that we're going to be featuring, some new characters that we're going to be introducing, and a whole bunch of movies that you and I and everybody are super excited about. Birds of Prey, Wonder Woman, Black Widow, those are the biggest ones. So we will be talking about all of that stuff and making videos about all of that stuff as we go. And this right here has been the Sean Ward Show News. And before we wrap it up, we're just going to take a scroll through the live chat and reply to some comments here. Jason Ward says, at least we're not in Newfoundland. Oh my God, I just saw a live stream. No, a time-lapse video. I misspoke. A time-lapse video of the snow in Newfoundland. For those who don't know, Newfoundland is the east coast of Canada. Okay? So that's like where people who fish for a living live. Small communities, not very populated, and they get really extreme weather. I saw a time lapse of the snow that they got, and it was like a car. And the snow went up the car, covered the car, and then just like got so high, the snow, that you wouldn't even know that there was a car there underneath the snow. It was freaky. It was nuts. But yeah, I'm glad I'm not there. Let's see. Extreme Trends just made a video. Well, that's awesome. Bobber Foot, tomorrow's my birthday. Well, early happy birthday to you. Tyann Vlogs says, Sean, who plays Harley with you? Well, up to now, the main Harley Quinn on our channel was this brilliant performer named Mackenzie Smith. Mackenzie is, and has been, one of the most important people on this channel for a lot of years. But just like with Saturday Night Live, you know, people are on the show for a while, and they do really great, and they're like the best thing about the show. But then it's almost like they're so good that that's what makes them leave and go off and like do movies and do other things. So Mackenzie is getting so busy, and her career is getting so hot with her acting and her dancing and all that stuff that she's had to like step away from the channel to go pursue those opportunities. So watch for her coming up on your TV screens all over the place real soon. And I don't want to reveal right now who's going to be the new Harley Quinn on the channel. But you will see that very soon. We even told our social media coordinator not to post any pictures of this girl, or not to say anything about this girl as Harley Quinn until the video drops. So that's coming soon. Michael's back. He says, yes, being trained to take accountability for my actions made me more self-motivated. Thus, the man, the moment, taking everything to get a shoe in the door. See, he gets it. This whole thing about anything you want to do in life that you're going to own and control. You want to start a business. You want to be an artist. You want to be a photographer. You want to be a painter, a songwriter. Anything that has to do with you, like taking your destiny in your own hands and not having to count on a boss or anything like that to earn your living. Anything that is like you taking what's inside in your heart and really expressing your true self. And that can even happen when you have a boss. That can even happen in the context of a job. But those kinds of jobs where you actually get to express what's in your heart, right? It can be competitive getting into those fields. Entertainment, media, art, these are competitive fields. And a lot of people just seem to have this attitude that like, it's just like, it's like the weather. It just happens to you if you're lucky, right? But no. That's not what it's all about. You got to get in there. You got to be doing a little bit of something literally every single day. For me, the whole thing about doing the comics, right? Because like I said before, I had no computer, no smartphone, no nothing. But a pen is cheap, and a piece of paper is even cheaper. So I drew my comic book, I reproduced it, and went and sold it in the street, because on some level, I understood that going out to the street to sell my comic book every single day, eventually I would reach a tipping point where there is so many copies of my comic books out all over the city in people's houses, right? Somebody comes downtown, they buy a comic book off me, they take it home, they put it on their coffee table, they put it on the back of the toilet in the bathroom, whatever. Some friend comes over, they start looking at it. What's this? They tell them all about it. Then that person comes downtown. They see me. Oh, this is that guy I heard about, right? Now they're buying a book and they're spreading the word. And so I just pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed until that point, until that tipping point was reached where my material was just out there and so many people had seen it that people knew who I was and people were starting to seek me out. And then I pivoted to video, right? I started doing my release events for those comics, making these little movies, putting them up on a screen at the event. My whole thing with YouTube only started because I started making these videos to put up on the screen at my comic book release events, and I'd upload them to YouTube so that people who were at the event could check it out again when they got home. right? But just keep making stuff, just keep making stuff, just keep making stuff, just keep making stuff. This is the whole thing about being prolific. The more stuff you make, the more of a shot you have that something you made is going to take off and the right person will see it and find it. You just got to make a lot of stuff. That's what it comes down to. Make a lot of stuff. Think of the person who you're trying to be, what it is that, you want to be a movie director. Okay, well, start going about your day every single day. What am I going to have for breakfast? Well, what would a successful movie director have for breakfast? What time should I leave the house today? Well, what time would a successful movie director leave the house today? That's the thinking you got to put on there. I get real flowery with this stuff. It's a big, important topic to me, and I love talking about it. Man, Barbara Foote really wants to see Spider-Man versus Robin. Lucy Small, Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. I don't think that's coming out this year, though. I think it's next year. That's a highly anticipated movie.
That's 2022.
But even then, I don't know if I would say that movie is as anticipated as Black Widow, Wonder Woman, or Birds of Prey.
No, not until we see visuals.
Yeah, you can let me know, Lucy, what you think about that. Yeah, maybe we'll see the trailer and then it's be like, oh my God, this movie, what does it look like? Oh my God. Michael is another comment here. The moment is you taking every available shot to get a shoe in the door. Yeah, that's it. You just train yourself to be it like that. Okay, Tyann Vlogs, who inspired you to start a cosplaying channel? Well, it wasn't ever that I was like inspired to start a cosplay channel. What happened was I was making videos. Like I was in a real tough spot in life, okay? And one thing that I started doing is I remembered what I was just describing to you about the whole comic book thing that I was doing. I realized when I was in this tough spot, a lot of business opportunities that I was working on had fallen by the wayside, and some hi Silly Alley on the Instagram. Got notifications coming up on multiple screens here. I realized that I could take that same philosophy from comics when I had nothing, and I could apply it now. And the hole that I was in, and the way that I felt, I could do something about it, and it was under my control because I could just start like making stuff on YouTube and just start putting it up. So that was gonna be my new thing. Back in the day, my thing was going out to the street corner every day and selling comic books to strangers every day. Well, my new thing will be to put videos on YouTube every single day. So I started doing that, and I did a vlog channel. So that was my youtube.com/Sean Ward, which is now my vlog channel. I was putting videos on there every single day. But because I'm an artist and the nature of the kind of creative person I am, I don't want to just do the vlogs. I've got stories I want to tell. I want to do comedy. I want to do that kind of stuff. So I started a second channel that could be the home for like the scripted, produced comedy stuff, the short films, the comedy sketches, that kind of thing. So I registered the Sean Ward Show as my second channel and started putting the comedy material on there. When I'd think of it, I'd make a video, put it up there. The biggest video on that channel had, a few hundred views back in ancient history now, 2012, okay? So February 2012, I made a video with a guy who had a dope Batman costume, and this is back when so-and-so says was the trend, you know what I'm talking about? I've told this story so many times. That we changed the title at the last minute. We made a video, the concept was supposed to be Shit Batman Says. We changed the title at the last minute because that trend had crested. We called it Batman's Night Out. We put that video up, and long story short, it went crazy viral, did 1 million views in a week, and because this was when The Dark Knight Rises was on its way coming out, we somehow just were able to catch the zeitgeist, get in the news cycle for all this Batman hype, and we were on the news all over the world. We were getting calls from Japan and Germany and stuff, people wanting to talk to us about this video that was going crazy viral. So it did 1 million views in a week, which now is a little bit more common, but back then that was like an enormous, especially given the situation that I was in at the time where I still wasn't able to live off of my art. I was really struggling and sacrificing to be able to try to be an artist back in those days. I did that one Batman video, and we tried to do a bunch of other stuff after that, some Batman stuff, whatever. But then I tried to do other things. I never set out to do a superhero themed channel. That was just like Shit Batman Says was the funny idea that I had. But when I do other stuff, it never got the traction and it never connected with the audience the same way that the superhero stuff did. So I'd do a few things that weren't superheroes and people would watch it and they'd like it, but it wouldn't go like gangbusters, millions of views or anything. But then I'd do more superhero stuff and it would do really well. So then I started thinking, okay, I'm onto something. So a couple of years of doing this and trying different things, trying to figure out what the channel is going to be. The beginning of 2014, I came out of the Christmas and New Year's break in January saying I'm going to start putting up a video every single week on that comedy channel no matter what, and just see what happens. And what happened is, instead of putting up a video and hoping that it goes viral and looking at the stats and seeing the huge spike and then nothing for a while until the next viral spike, right? What I saw instead when I did the weekly formula was like lift off and growth, stable growth. Instead of the viral spike, nothing for a while. Viral spike, nothing for a while. Instead, it was stable growth. And so, okay, maybe I'm onto something. You know, it took a few months to kind of start seeing the stable growth. Then it just turned into like, well, now let me see how long that'll keep going for. And it just kept going. It just kept getting bigger and just kept growing. And now it's these years later, almost, Jesus Christ, 8 years later almost. Next month, it'll be 8 years since that first viral video. And I've just been like experimenting and trying stuff. And now it's not just a superhero channel. It's the biggest superhero channel on all of YouTube. I mean, there's some like kid-focused ones that like do even better. But I don't go for those ones. I don't count those ones because they're not really trying to do the same thing that I am. Epic C101 says, please subscribe. Yeah, do it. Subscribe to the LaShawn Ward Show channel. That would be awesome. Michael is saying again, the book 7 Habits of Highly Successful People is a must read. Also, thanks for the shout out. Simplify, carry on. I don't know if it's a salute or a Black Panther or what, but thanks for that comment. I love it. And then he followed up. The fact that you didn't give up on yourself tells me you have the drive to make it work. Well, dude, I am beyond making it work. Now it's all a question of just like scale, right? So this YouTube thing has worked out for me and it's been awesome. And I've been able to make these videos and make a lot of connections and do a lot of traveling and live out a lot of my dreams. But there's still more mountains to climb, right? Like I still haven't directed an actual major Hollywood movie. I haven't yet got the call from Warner Brothers or Disney saying, hey, come direct a DC movie, come direct a Marvel movie. Like that's coming. That just feels like an inevitability. And that's a big part of it too, is like the self-image that you have. All this stuff that I've been doing is it's always been in my head as just like, I know it's going to happen. I'm just heading off in that direction. I don't know exactly when I'm going to get there, but I'm going to get there, right? Just as surely as if you're walking to the store in your neighborhood. You can't see the store, but you know it's there. You know you're heading in the direction of the store, right? That's the self-image that you got to have if you want to make this stuff happen. Awesome Epic Adventures says, hope you're doing well, mate. Well, I'm hoping you're doing well. Favorite horror movies? I'm not a really big horror guy, which is, you might find a little bit surprising for the fact that I was once this close to being an investor in a horror movie project. That's a story I'll save for you for another time, but oh my God, I was like this close. Well, I was about to be the investor, and it didn't work out for a lot of reasons, but like that whole project was like this close to popping off and making it. In fact, just this weekend, somebody told me a story about some people that they know who were interested in getting involved in that horror project, and they wanted to bring their resources and help us build that brand. Did not happen for a lot of various reasons. We'll get into another time. Another person saying Rise of Skywalker parody. Maybe I got to do it. You're a good YouTuber. Well, I appreciate that a lot. Epic C101 says he's the biggest fan. Well, I like hearing that, dudes. All right, Spider-Man versus Rey. Who would win? That's a great question. Okay, who would win? Spider-Man versus Rey. Because on the one hand, Rey's down with the Force, she can flip, and can she fly? Like she can levitate. We saw in that last movie she can levitate.
She's not on that level yet.
She can't fly.
That's Grand Jedi Master level.
Right. So let me ask you this: Spider-Man webs up Rey. Can Rey break out of it? Because we've never seen anything like she can lift shit with her mind, but can she physically lift those boulders that she can lift with her mind?
If she's able to move her hands, she can make Spider-Man break them off her.
Oh, because she could also do like the Jedi mind trick at Spider-Man. Yeah, so I think Spider-Man could take Rey with either a lot of luck or even more planning, but the odds are that Rey would kick his ass. How's that for an answer?
If Spider-Man had a plan, like if they had 2 fights and Spider-Man did like 1,
yeah,
then like there would be no competition. Rey would win. But if Spider-Man had time to plan, then most likely like Spider-Man could eventually win.
I agree. I think that's my take on it as well. Molly Woodford just came into the YouTube chat saying, Joker forever with a bunch of green and purple hearts. That's what I like to see. And I'm looking over at the Instagram live, and we got a few people saying hello and saying, "Oh, give me some props on the YouTube story that I just shared." Shadowstorm has said, also missing the Guardians. The Guardians with a Z is the band that we did, and a lot of people are going to see a lot of that coming up. We did a band twice they performed. And it's basically we dress up in full Guardians of the Galaxy cosplay and then perform the retro pop hits from the movie soundtracks, perform it live, people dancing. It is a hell of a show. World exclusive announcement right now. We're bringing it back for Halloween. Halloween this year is going to be on a Saturday, y'all. So Guardians is coming back, and that is going to be amazing fun. So I am going to bring this first inaugural edition of the Sean Ward Show News to a close. I'm going to thank all of you for joining and watching. I'm going to take one last comment here. He says, it's Michael, the Marine again. Also, could you do a parody of Joker versus Superman, Injustice, Gods Amongst Us? That would be pretty dope. Get a Superman suit now. That would be cool. All right. Well, thank you very much, everybody who was watching. Thank you for tuning in on the Instagram Live, on the YouTube Live. Watch for the replay of this video as a members-only bonus feature. Check out the audio as a brand new podcast coming at you. And check me out next week, Monday. I'll say approximately noon, because we don't know if it was going to be a delay or whatever. But I'd like to be doing this every Monday at about noon. So hopefully, as close to noon as possible, next Monday, you'll catch the next installment of the Sean Ward Show News. In the meantime, watch for our new videos.